Hello everyone, this is our video presentation for Big Data Analytics final project, personalized restaurant recommendation system based on Yelp data. Our team has three contributors, Qianbo Wang, Yiwu, and Zhu Yiwu. When we use Yelp app or website, we notice that there is no recommendation for any users, even not for users with many reviews and much experience with Yelp. What we can do is only do our own search based on our demand. But if there are some restaurants which do not have many reviews and maybe low scores, but are more accord with our like, we cannot get these restaurants. So our main purpose is using the Yelp Challenge dataset to build a personalized recommendation system for Yelp users based on the user's information, past reviews, and ratings. We simply built an iPhone iOS application to visualize the result and make recommendation restaurants for our app users. First, we have three types of data: user, business, and review. We clean the raw data and get useful features. For user data, we get user ID, name, review count, etc. Totally 11 features. And for business data, we use business ID, address, city, category, etc. Totally 10 features. And for review data, we have review ID, user ID, and corresponding business ID, scores, etc. Totally 11 features. And we simply choose three cities for calculating and constructing UI. It's just the iPhone iOS app now, and will be generalized to other cities in the future if we have the data. The three cities we choose are Madison, Edinburgh, and Pittsburgh. Next step is our main recommendation algorithm. It's just for new users because we have two steps for the users. For new users, we will make recommendations based on the weighted new scores because we don't have any information for new users. So we calculate the weighted new scores for each restaurant, and based on the filters the user type in given the most popular restaurants for their recommendation restaurants. Since Yelp has many fraud reviews, so maybe some of the scores are not real. So we need to weight the scores for each restaurant based on the review given by the users, his importance. So we use this numerical variable to calculate the importance of one user. Review count is just the number of his or her reviews. And votes funny, votes cool, and votes useful, they're just the reviews voted by others. And for elite, it's just the Yelp, it's like VIP stars persons. And for Yelp years, it's just one person who started his Yelp experience. Friends account and fans account are just their number of friends and fans. And next time, for old users who has at least 5 reviews in the certain area, we use mixed collaborative filtering algorithm to calculate and estimate the scores for the old users. For every 2 users, we use their joint restaurant which they both gave ratings to calculate the similarity. We simply implemented 3 types of similarity: Pearson similarity, Euclidean similarity, and the Spearman similarity. And for the joint restaurant, we first use item-based collaborative filtering algorithm to calculate the cosine similarity and estimate a score for the restaurant which they haven't gone to. So this time, when we calculate 2 users' similarity, the users' rating vectors are none of the zeros. Then we get recommendation scores for each user, and then we use the review data to get more details about users. Then we combine the total scores and reorder and rescore the score vectors to calculate the final scores for the users to make recommendations. And after we calculate the different types of similarity and choose number of neighbor k in the mixed collaborative filtering algorithm, we have noticed that k equals 10 is the best parameter of the number of neighbor which we should choose to estimate the scores. And the corresponding similarity method, we should use the Euclidean. So then is the review analysis based on the Yelp users' past reviews to calculate their own personalized recommendations.
So in this part, we use natural language processing, which we have an abbreviation of NLP. So why would we use NLP? Because the user reviews have more information than filters and those numerical variables, and user reviews shows better the emotion status of the user than the rating. And how did we use an NLP? We break the user reviews into tokens and find out what a user really concerns, like what words appears more frequently in his reviews and what is not. Then we find out what people think of a restaurant through reviews. Find out the most popular words in each restaurant may help us have a better understanding of each restaurant. Third, we use TF-IDF to calculate the user and the restaurant reviews similarity and to find out what's the weight of each word in the reviews is a good way to help us find out what's the similarity between the user's interest and the restaurant's characteristics. Last, we use the similarity to calculate the review scores, which will do adjustments to our previous readings. Here is a graph that shows our process. First, we would get the data, extract the reviews, and regroup reviews into the users and the restaurants. Fourth, we would like to tokenize it, then remove stop words like is, are, to, or something like that without meaning. And we would like to standardize the words. Like I say, Donald loves meat. Then he said, in this sentence, there's a loves, but in a more common expression, we would like to standardize it into the word love, so we can count all the love together. And last, we would like to come out with a frequency list and use TF-IDF to find out the similarity. And lastly, we can come out our similarity and the scores. Here comes the hot words in our reviews. We can see the most popular words appeared in the reviews: nice, tasty, fast, and bar, and Mexican, fun, etc. This can show some similarity. This can show some patterns or the interest of all users. So here's the time to show our app that developed to do our recommendations.
Firstly, we will represent our code, sample code of the main algorithm and the recommendation algorithm. First, we have implemented several Python classes to implement the algorithm, clean the data, and process the data. First, this Yelp get.py contains the class of get and pass the data from JSON file from the Yelp challenge dataset. And yelpdata.py contains the class of the Yelp data file with statistic method of retrieving the specific features and the information. And for Yelp save.py contains the method for save and reload the data files. And Yelp recommender.py is just the main recommendation system, the algorithms. And for these three Python files, it's just build the recommendation based on the specific city. Is Madison, Pittsburgh, and then this is the main Python file for the recommendations, and we will save our recommendation scores to CSV to pass to the next time Objective-C to build the iOS app.
And here comes with files for the TF-IDF, the NLP part. We have three files for this. The first is tf-IDF.py, is for the algorithm of TF-IDF algorithm, which we can see the numerical functions here and blah blah blah. And for the second is functions.py. It contains all the functions needed to do the process. It includes locating the users, process the data, and then compare the similarity. And the last one is the main Python file, which shows an example of how we process the medicine data here. So then is really for the time for our great app. You can see this is an introduction page, and we can see that we can log into our system with an existing account or register as a new user. First, let's log in as a old user. Let's take Peter from Medicine, for example. His last 6 characters of user ID is BZWXKW. And the default password is big data. We log in. Welcome, BZ. Yeah. So let's choose a city. Since we already know that he's from Medicine, so we would first like to see what we have for him as an old user. That's in Medicine. You can see here comes our recommendation list. The first thing we are going to recommend to him is Gates and Browy. And after clicking it, we can get the specific information about it, like address and postcode. If you want to see more of the, we have vast. This is a long list. So if you want to see more, you can just you can just push the screen and move from up to down and see all the recommendations. Here come back. We still come with BZWXKW. Big data, yes. So you may ask, he's from Medicine, what would happen in Pittsburgh? So let's choose Pittsburgh, see what we recommend for him. In our system, he's a new user to the Pittsburgh because he has never been to Pittsburgh, he has never written a review there. So we come a brand new recommendation list for the restaurant in Pittsburgh in the algorithm of the weighted user ratings algorithm mentioned before. So what if I don't have an Yelp account, or I didn't really write any reviews? Here's some new user. You can register here with your email address and your password. For example, like my name is Donald Trump at whitehouse.com, and my password is I am successful. Yes, so let's finish your registration process, and you have been registered as a new user and you can choose what city you want. Let's try Edinburgh. What do we have for him? Oh, this is Patisserie Madeleine. Seems like an Italian restaurant. Yes, and his address is specific address. You can find it on Yelp or Google Map, and I'm sure Mr. Trump will like it. So thank you. That's all what we have done, and this is the end of our presentation. Hope you enjoyed it.